Welcome to the newest installment of the Untitled Film Nerd Project. My name is Philip, and joining me as always is TJ.
Hello.
We continue our march on with our fourth annual 31 Days of Horror, where we watch a different horror movie every single night in October. Today marks day 7, and we split movies again just due to the way things worked out. You watched
Lazarus Effect.
And I was just really iffy, and I ended up watching The Monster.
Mm-hmm. Good choice.
Before I get into that, I want to do a little brief kind of behind the scenes explanation.
Mm-hmm.
You've been trying to get me to watch this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the audience does not know, but I am not a fan of monster movies, of creature movies specifically. I find them really repetitive and one note.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a hard sell for me.
Whereas I'm a huge fan of them.
Exactly. Yeah. And I wrote in my written review that the same could be said for, any genre of anything and any subgenre of horror, be it, zombie or possession or whatever. It's going to follow a similar pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for me, creature movies are just the ones I just have the least amount of interest in.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, I actually really enjoyed this movie.
Excellent.
The Monster was a solid movie. I think that the actress who played the girl,
the little girl,
yeah, fucking phenomenal job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she reminded me of like a young Ellen Page.
I can totally see that.
Just with the way how she can emote and the way she acts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very adult, but still a child actor.
Mm-hmm.
I did joke that the mother had the daughter when she was like 8.
And it didn't help that the mother was just so still stuck as a teenager.
I liked
almost.
that. I did like that. I liked the dichotomy between the daughter being the grown-up and the mother being the child. Because it really kind of mirrored my upbringing without going into too much detail, in which, by age 13, I was pretty much having to take care of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could respect that. And I think that the way they told the story with the intermittent flashbacks really made you care about this dysfunctional relationship you saw going on during the movie.
And I mean, it was truly a story unfolding.
Exactly. Inside of a story unfolding.
Mm-hmm.
Which was really cool. The creature was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it was CGI or practical. It looked practical, like practical effects.
I want to say it was a mixture of both.
Okay. It was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, creature movies like this, there doesn't need to be over elaborate backstory or where did the creature come from. It's just a thing that lives in the woods.
Yeah.
And, they just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm. Just shitty luck.
Yeah, pretty much. I enjoyed the watch. I thought it made sense. Let me look at my notes. I don't think there was anything I complained about.
I think one of the things I liked about that, and you've kind of already touched upon it, is how the monster itself, the creature itself, almost took a back seat to their overall story arc.
The backstory with the mother and daughter just really made what was going on with the creature that much more intense.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if it had been a school bus full of teenagers like Jeepers Creepers 2.
Yeah.
And they're battling this monster, this creature, this wolf, whatever the hell it is thing. It wouldn't have felt nearly as weighty or as important.
Mm-hmm.
But you have this, this really awesome relationship, and not awesome in a good way, but just awesomely told between the mother and the daughter. And it just worked. Like, it really fit the story in a nice way, and it added a lot of just heaviness and drama. And you wanted to, like, the mom, for all intents and purposes, was just an asshole.
Yeah.
But they're trying to do this. They're trying to do that character redemption arc.
Yeah, when it came down to it, she behaved like a mother.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that without that, encapsulated story inside of a larger monster story, it would have been obviously a completely different film. It had a completely different feel to it. And then the monster wasn't overdone.
No.
I thought it was just the right amount.
Yeah, it was definitely, they were less is more.
Yeah, exactly. Except for at the end, like the third act, the last 20 minutes, it was all over the place. I would have lit that fucker on fire over and over and over. I don't care if you light it on fire and it's squealing and making its crazy ass monster noises, and then it falls and it's maybe dead. We know as horror fans, if the monster, the creature, the person appears to be dead, probably not dead. I would have kept lighting that fucker on fire over and over and over until it was ashes.
Yep.
No way. That was one thing I wrote in my notes. I was like, I would have been relighting that thing on fire over and over.
You take a cue from the girls from The Descent.
Yeah. You fight and fight and fight until you don't have to fight anymore.
Yeah, you smash that fucker and you turn it into wine.
Yeah, pretty much. And I also learned, and I think this was my moral of the story in my written review, was that ambulances are sturdy as hell.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Like, holy crap.
I don't think even the creature was expecting that.
Right? Like, overall, though, not really anything bad to say about it. It was a solid creature movie. And this is coming from someone who does not like creature movies.
And I'm very happy that you liked it.
Yeah, it was, pretty good. I did like the lighter foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was going to be some kind of watch foreshadowing as well, because I made a point of giving the grandmother's watch to her.
Yeah.
But that was just to further the drama and relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote the girl's doing a phenomenal job in my notes.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing her in more movies.
Yeah, definitely. I think she has a really bright future ahead of her.
Same with the director.
I'm really I need to see Mockingbird now.
Mm-hmm.
I was on the fence about it, but it's I think Brian Bertino, I think is his name, the guy who did The Strangers, which that's another review for another time.
Yeah.
But the guy is an adept director. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And this story in the wrong hands could have come off just really in bad taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just,
as you pointed out, like, if it just been like two teenagers in a car.
Yeah.
It would not have been as quality.
Mm-hmm. And he wrote and directed this, just like with The Strangers and with Mockingbird. So,
awesome.
And he also produced The Blackcoat's Daughter. So, yeah, exactly. One day,
that's another one coming.
Yeah, we will go back and revisit some of our favorites from our previous years.
Yes.
This is our 4th year of doing it. So, But, so I'm going to preface your movie with 90 to 95% of the time, we are on the same page.
Uh-huh.
It's rare. Under the Skin, unfortunately, was one of them. It's rare that we're not on the same page. Now, Under the Skin, I totally respect where you're coming from, and I can see why you felt the way you did about it. The movie that you watched, though, I thought was a train wreck of a shitty movie with a shitty plot, wasted, amazing actors.
Yes.
It was just fucking stupid. I'm sorry. I'm throwing my opinion out there before you even talk about it, because I know you liked it quite a lot more than I did.
Yes.
And that's a rare flip. So go ahead and speak about your unspeakably crappy, shitty movie.
Well, I watched Lazarus Effect.
Boo.
And this is like the 3rd time I've watched it.
How? It's so bad.
I just found it to be like... I'm not going to say that it was the greatest movie ever. I'm just saying that it was entertaining.
It was not.
And I like the actors.
Yeah, me too. That's another thing that pissed me off.
I liked the story.
The actors deserved better.
And I will definitely give it this, and I'll give you this. It follows a pattern to a T.
And it does it poorly.
And I think that may be one of the reasons why I liked it, because I'm not going to compare this to big budget horror movies as far as the pattern that it follows.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up on made-for-TV USA movies.
Right.
Investments. And it just seemed so similar to those type of movies, which I love those type of movies.
I mean,
but,
I was a child of USA Up All Night as well.
Mm-hmm.
But holy crap, I knew what I was getting into with USA Up All Night. Lazarus Effect had amazing actors.
Mm-hmm.
And, just, I don't think there's enough noises I can make in disdain. I watched it once, and that was enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really disappointed. I will have to go back and find my notes from when I first watched it. Cause I just ranted. I probably should have done that for this. Just, yeah. I don't know what to say.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can't really say too much about it. I mean, it's enjoyable. I think one of the other things that I liked about it was the runtime. It was short.
Was it? I forget. I
It was
remember not liking it.
an hour and 23 minutes.
Okay.
And so yeah, I mean, and it never, to me, I think it flowed well as far with that type of short runtime.
Right. I'm browsing my previous years of 31 Days of Horror.
Mm-hmm.
I think I watched it in 2015. So what was your favorite scene then, Mr. Liked a Bad Movie?
Probably overall, just after she had churned,
Mm-hmm.
and after she had already killed, I think it was Evan Peters.
That was a stupid girl.
And I have to give credit to Olivia Wilde, just the looks on her face.
Yeah, I'll give her that. Yes,
she made.
Yes, I will concede that.
And yeah, she played a villain very well.
She did. I will say that. I just think she deserved a better overall story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she deserved a better villain role because she could pull it off. Obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I've been a big fan of hers for a while. Tron, House, and by then I think Evan Peters. I don't even think American Horror Story was out yet, so I knew him from Kick-Ass.
Okay.
And that was about it.
I found my review.
Okay.
I did indeed watch this in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which night because I didn't do the nights. No, this wasn't for 31 days. This was for something just sometime in July.
Mm-hmm.
I said the acting was good. I said, given the pedigree of the cast, I said, heck, even good old Ray Wise makes an appearance. I said the cinematography was on point.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was a lot nicer than my memory dictates. Because I wrote my only complaint in the movie. I'm like, no, I had more than one complaint about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Bad being nice, Philip. Bad 2015 me. I'd said I wish it had about a half hour more.
Mm-hmm.
I said a good solid 2 hours would have done this plot wonders. They do a good job of setting up towards the third act, but that final act just moved too quickly for my taste.
Mm-hmm.
And felt constricted by the characters not being logical about things when they knew what they were facing.
Mm-hmm.
And I put in the review, that's about as ambiguous as I can get without going on a spoiler-ridden diatribe.
Mm-hmm.
Blah. What I took away from this movie was that not only do I want to play D&D type card dice games with Evan Peters, but we should also hang out and play WoW as well.
Yes.
And that I wanted to do a photo shoot that recreated the cover.
Yeah, it was a cool cover.
And I know the exact model I would use for it too.
You should do that.
Yeah, I'll write that down. So I'm glad you liked it enough to see it 3 times.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you liked it in 2015.
Yeah, I think I was being way too nice. It was bad. I mean, it wasn't. We always call back to the last shift and the Butterfly Room and just those horrible, awful crap movies. It wasn't that bad. As far as that, those were insufferably bad. But at the same time, with the cast and a first-time horror director, I think, when we've seen first-time directors, I think Honeymoon was from a first-time feature-length director. I want to say Babadook was also the first time. I know I always reference those two because those ones stick in my head. And of course, there's a couple others.
Yeah. I mean, it's good ones to reference.
But that's how you do horror, and to come out the gate with that kind of horror movie is damn impressive. Mm-hmm. If you're like, hey, I'm a first-time horror director, or a first-time director, what'd you make? Lazarus Effect. Oh, okay. It just felt like a waste of a cast. Like you have Evan Peters and Olivia Wilde and Mark Duplass.
Yes.
Who's phenomenal.
Yes.
And I just felt everything deserved better. It deserved a better, tighter script. Olivia Wilde deserved a little better of a role to sink her teeth into if she's going to go villain, and she can do it, obviously.
Yes.
But yeah, this is something I would never watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's saying a lot for a movie with Evan Peters. you had to fuck up big time for me to be like, you know what, Evan Peters is in that? Nah, I'm good. Thanks. Kind of like this season of American Horror Story, but we'll get into that some other time.
Yes.
So that was night 7 of our 31 Days of Horror. Anything else you'd like to add?
No.
About either movie? Okay.
I think that's it.
Well, thank you for listening. Join us next time for night 8. We have the movie already picked out for tomorrow, so stay tuned to find out what it is. In the meantime, my name is Philip.
And I'm TJ.
And we will talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.